Across the world, immigration is a hot topic. Whether it's illegal immigration in the US or limits to the number of immigrants who can come into the UK, immigration is a key political priority. And they're not alone. Recently, Canada changed its own policies around citizenship and immigration, regulating who can come into this country and who can stay. But how do these policies affect higher education? And more specifically, how do they affect how universities recruit and retain international students? These are the themes that are at the heart of my doctoral dissertation that examines the relationships between federal citizenship and immigration policies and the internationalization of Canadian higher education. To illustrate my point, let me give you an example. Imagine Rahul. He is a potential first-year PhD student from India who wants to study engineering at one of Canada's leading research institutions. He is exactly the kind of skilled migrant Canada needs, someone who's young, bright, and has the potential to contribute to Canada's future prosperity. But upon realizing that it's going to take Rahul close to 10 years to become a full-fledged Canadian citizen, he decides to go study somewhere else where he can live, work, and prosper, leaving Canada at a loss. The example that I share with you may seem a little far-fetched, but it's not far from reality. In fact, as a result of restrictive immigration policies in the UK, fewer and fewer international students were going there to study. A British parliamentary report published last year even found a 15% reduction in the numbers of Indian students enrolling in British universities, citing that the UK seemed unfriendly and unwelcoming. This has prompted many university leaders in the UK to lobby the national government to rethink its policies around immigration. Now, unfortunately, in Canada, we don't have a study like that. So this is where my research comes into play. And in order to do my research, I'm doing three things. First, I'm looking at federal policies around citizenship and immigration and seeing how they're connected to the internationalization policies and practices at the university level. Second, I'm interviewing university administrators and staff members who do work around internationalization to understand how these policies create opportunities and challenges for the work that they do. And lastly, I'm interviewing international graduate students at the university to understand how these policies affect their day-to-day studies in Canada and ultimately impact their long-term career goals in this country. Ladies and gentlemen, the research that I'm doing is important. And it's important because internationalization is important, not just to Canadian universities, but also to Canada. Last year, the Canadian federal government published its international education strategy, where it highlighted international education as one of the key drivers for Canada's future prosperity. Now, in order for us to achieve that vision, we need to look at policies more carefully. We need to look at policies around citizenship, immigration, internationalization, in a relational context to understand where they operate together and where they're disconnected so that we can inform our future policy creations and also inform our practices. Only then, with that comprehensive knowledge in hand, can we help Canada achieve excellence on the world stage. Thank you.